Hello everyone, my name is Angela. This is my son name. When I first applied for a job here in Perth, you know how you have to fill out the application forms, list your skills and qualifications, etc. I didn't actually note that I was deaf. Now you might be wondering why. It's because I've had so many bad experiences. I'm a qualified teacher, that is true, but I found so many barriers to what I was doing. One interview I went to, the person didn't know anything about sign language or deaf culture. And so they said, no, I need someone to speak. How are you going to communicate with the class? So I decided to not be involved in that school, obviously. So I wanted someone who would recognise my skill and my knowledge and what I could bring to the students, and that school didn't recognise it. When I came to Perth and had my interview, I found it was so wonderful. Where I'm working, they have the best team. My boss, Cara, is amazing. I cannot describe how wonderful the support she has given me over these years. So at my work, what I do, basically that. I focus on providing skills to the deaf children, whether it comes to life skills, communication, emotional, preparing them for their future, preparing them for their school so they can be contributing members to the community. For my family now has grown more. Families have now decided that they want both language. They want to be bilingual. This is the new wave now. They've realised the benefit in having both. And also the child's development and confidence, being able to be a part of community is amazing if they are given that as a young child. I have noticed with my 3-year-old student, they will actually code switch. They will start to try and talk, and then a deaf person comes, they will immediately, naturally start to sign. That's the skill that they have, they will be able to use throughout their entire life and be part of their identity. Another part of my roles is with my team is making videos. And then we thought, what are we going to do with these? We now decided to have an internet library and put them on there to be available for all the mainstream schools for the children who are isolated, including country students and their family. Maybe there's a bit of vocab that a person doesn't understand, then I will actually do some role playing to help them understand the language and therefore develop their language to where they need. When we have new teachers come in, I mentor them, and so they can learn how the different the methodologies in teaching Auslan to deaf students, how it's a visual way, how to develop their sign language, all the different methods that's required, how to make the simple hand shapes that form the basis of Auslan, and then they can form the complexity that's part of the Auslan language. We can build on that knowledge, and we basically start with role playing. Families are encouraged to watch and learn, and then when they go home, practice it with their own family as well. For me, mentoring is one of the things I love. So a person comes with me, I would always make sure they have better Auslan skills than when they first walked in the door with. I am still waiting, however, for a deaf teacher. I believe we need more deaf teachers in this environment. Yeah, so I can see someone signing. Yay! Good point. I am a qualified teacher, which means technically I can go into any school and teach the Auslan language as a subject. I have gone to one school called Southern Grove Primary School, and the whole class was hearing. And they were level 2 students, which means they actually know their English, and I was teaching them Auslan. And I loved that. To me, that was something I loved to do, being set up in a classroom. And the classroom has to be deaf friendly, and doing the immersion learning is the most profound way for these students to learn. I could ask them questions and they don't know how to sign it in answer. And then I could see them automatically just doing finger spelling. And this finger spelling in turn improves their literacy skill. I mean, that's actually good for the hearing people, but we need that more for the deaf students as well. Also, we've had like volunteers who come through and watch me how I teach, and that helps them to train them with their skills, and it gets them ready so they can go out into mainstream schools as an EA or a support person using Auslan. And that's me.